You can see this is how it looked before we did any edits whatsoever, and this is how it looks after. You can see the navigation here, there's nothing here, and then there's the nice looking header and our services. I'm going to be doing a few tutorials, and this is just part one of these tutorials that will be coming out in a few days or a few weeks as we go. But so this is just part one. In this part, I'll be customizing a complete template in Groove to look and feel exactly the same as the original one, but customized to your brand and all of that. So to do this, people usually edit this template and they would feel somewhat dissimilar to what was to the original template. So it looks like the original template was better than the edits that they made into it. And so I don't see that as something that should be, because it's extremely easy to do. So basically steps that we need to go through is step one, import the complete template. Step two, check the dimensions of one element. This is very, very important because these dimensions and text spacing and all of that is what determines how your site looks, how it feels. Check the font settings and configure, and then replace all copy with yours, and then of course the logo. Require tools, Groove, Canva, and a few useful websites along the way. So back to the Groove. So this is the how we're customizing this plumbing template. It's pretty easy to do, so it's not going to take that much time. I'll just import full template and name it NYC number. Start building. So the NYC plumber is loading in, and it's gonna take a few seconds, but okay, so it's in. There's residential plumbing services, commercial plumbing services, draining, cleaning services, reviews, water heating services, about us, and of course the home. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with the logo. So the name is NYC Plumber. So I'm just gonna go into Canva, and then I'm just gonna choose a new logo size, but I want to use the same dimensions of the original logo, and this is where issues start to arise. So let's just go back into the template and go into this one, and then just click on settings, and it's not showing up. I'm gonna do this and choose cancel. I'm gonna come here. For situations like this where the images don't show up, let me check the background and see if the image show up here. So the image and the dimensions show up here, but on the logo it doesn't show up. So what we're gonna do here is very simple. We could either do this save image as this, you just save it to your downloads and save, and then I'll come to my downloads, and then I'll see it here, and I'll just open it, and you see the logo. Hovering over the logo, you get the dimensions, which are 734 by 257 pixels. 734 being the width and 257 being the height. So you just come back to here and custom size 734 by 257, and that is basically it. This is not like a requirement, but just so I get it exactly right, I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm just gonna come to elements. I'm gonna choose a home. This is me just trying to form a logo. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna come to text, and I had a heading here, NY. Duplicate this and take it out, and then I'm gonna come here and put this inside of here. Choose the white and make it seem like it's the door or something. So NYC, it should be NYC here. NYC. Okay. I'll come here and do this, and then I'll come here and do plumbing. I'm gonna reduce that. Just do this. This one is 62.2, and I'm just gonna come here and do 62.2. Enter. What's going on to do? All right. So I'll say it's done, but I don't like the way it looks. So I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Your city plumbing. There shouldn't be this much text on a logo though, except it's the name, which is allowed. So, and there you have it. I like the way it looks now. And then what colors do I need to use? They use a red on the buttons, and then red on here too, and a few other things. But so the thing is like a dark blue and then a red, but I want to use a green. So this green. So this green here. So I'm just gonna come to this plumbing and give it a green. And then I'm gonna come down here and copy this color code. And come back here and do it to this like this. Just said. And come back to the color right here and just add it in here. And then just Ctrl A. And then I'll do that. Same thing with the white at the background. I'm gonna come to the green here. I mean this edit image. I'm gonna use this duotone. I don't think it's very pop. Then I'm gonna go and select it, highlight this, shadows, that. Okay, and so that's done. And the logo is actually done now, so I'm just gonna export this, download this to my desktop with the transparent background, and I'm gonna download it. I'll put it on my desktop. Put it on my desktop, and then I'll just name it NYC plumbing ng logo. Save. And so I come back in here and just go into the logo and just go settings, choose file, Come back here and downloads. Oh, it should be on my desktop. And okay, so that's the logo. Now I'll select that logo, update and close. You can see it didn't move anything out because it's the exact same size. And if you come back here, you see that it's the exact same size. You can come here and reduce it later though, but for now, or actually I think I should just edit it now. Let me come here and just go to my size, fixed width, and just come here, reduce it a bit. Okay, I like the way it looks now. Alright, so I'm coming back here. Oh, I didn't remove the highlight from going back here. I'm moving the highlights here, and then I'm just gonna edit it for mobile. Doing that again, using it a bit, and then saving. So if all the elements are already, it would actually take less than an hour. But I'm just gonna come back here and put it back on. I can see it has a different size here and it has a different size here. So next will be this cover right here. So this we're open to serve. You could just be at your service, Your Highness. And I don't like the font I'm looking at right now, so I'm just gonna come to page settings and then styling and fonts. I'm gonna choose Lato fonts. I'm gonna choose Lato. Let's go with Poppins. Okay, I think I'll go with Poppins. And then I like the way it looks, and I'm gonna come here and bolding this text to be bold, including the cities around your areas. At your service here, I think I want it a bit bigger, to be like 17. So NYC bespoke, NYC plumbing service. Always ready to serve. I think it should be like always ready to serve, and then you just book a service. So this book a service, let me assume you want to put a call icon. So use like a left icon, and I just put in the call. And you put icon color to be like white. You just shoot phone. Some keywords don't bring up anything because it's related to something else. Anyways, that's the icon we're looking for, and update and close, and you get that. But let's say you wanted to add a right icon too, and then the right icon is going to be an arrow, and then you just put this. Use white too, and that's update and close. You book a service. But what I would recommend is just using this, just off this left icon, and just do this, and that's it. Now I want my buttons curved. My buttons, I want them curved, so you come to corners and you curve them a bit. I want them too curved. I could like them at like I like them like this. And so I'll just And that's it for the header. Oh, I forgot the image right here. So now for this image, what we have to do is simple. Come to the background, look at it, and you go to the image part. You see dimensions here, 1920 by 1280. Then come back to Canva, a new one, custom size, 1920 by 1280. Then you just create a new design. On this new design, you go ahead and search on that's not uploads. You go to photos and search for real estate. Just search for real estate. Any image will do. This is just I could search for houses if I don't get what I want, but it should be fine. And while that is searching, thinking that is a bit slow today, I'll come to the next part, which is our services. So this looks nice. It looks nice. I'm not going to change anything about the layout. We're not really talking about changing layouts now. So, but there are services I want to bold in this. I want to come here and then just put it on bold. I could also come in here and just do this. It's on H2, so that's fine. This should be on H1. Let me check. So it's on H1. It should just be a normal paragraph. Well, this is a H2. I think I want this to be like an H2, but how about an H3? This is a normal text. This should be what be an H2. Okay, so this one right here should be a normal text. So we have 3 images here, and these images we need to know their formats and their sizes. Let me just check it out. As you can see, it's not showing right here. So all I need to do is just open image in new tab. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so I can get, okay, it's there, 400 by 250. That's the dimension right there. So you don't need to download it. It's 400 by 250. So coming in here and creating a new one with custom size of 400 by 250, and then just create a new design. And so I got a few images I would like for the header. It finally showed up. So I'm going to use this as a pro image. Should be nice. I don't know, for sure, at least. And then for this one, which is for this part, so residential services, commercial services, and industrial services. So residential should get an image. So residential homes. So homes, I'll just put this. This is like a typical template. I'll take this up. Commercial homes. Commercial buildings. Okay, so this is giving me something nice. I'm just gonna choose this one. I think this one looks way better. And then the third one, I'm just gonna go industrial buildings. And then you get a few things. And here you could just choose anything you like. But I'm just gonna go with something that has like something like this. Okay, so that looks like an industry to me. Anyway, so we got the 3 of them, and then we got these 2. So I'm just gonna come here and download this. I don't need to put anything there. Leave the format as is, and everything else should be fine. So I'm gonna come to desktop. I'm gonna go BG NYC, like NYC background for the header. And then this one, I'm going to save all of them at the same time, and it's going to download as a zipper, which is this. I'm downloading this. I'm just going to download it to, I think I have a few things here. Students NYC. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna come back here, do this here. We'll change the background, which is an image. Choose image. I'm gonna come here, and that's it there. It's gonna take some time to upload, but it's gonna upload in a few minutes. Okay, can you just upload? While that happens, I'm gonna come to the background. Okay, come to my desktop. Okay. Buildings NYC. I'm gonna extract this to buildings.nyc. And then I'm gonna come here and it's available for use now. Select this. And that one is done. I could also do something different, like here, instead of using this black, I'll use this green. I'll take it down a bit. It's too bright, so I could use a darker green. Or this one. That looks like. So it looks all green now. Doesn't look as dark as I want. I don't like the way that shit looks. So yeah, this is okay. And then I'll come to this our services and I'll change that to S. So residential services, I made an image for that. Come here and choose upload image. It's gonna come to S buildings NYC. So one, I can't do a bulk upload yet in Groove, and I don't know why yet. So I'm just gonna do upload each of them. So the first one is for residential, second one is for industrial, second one is for commercial, the third one is for industrial. So select this, update and close, settings, update this, it should be this, update and close. So let me say you don't want to add in the industrial service and maybe the company only does residential and commercial. You could just delete this and confirm. But it now looks weird because it's a 3x3 layout. Let me see something. I can't even move it out, so that's a bummer. So maybe you do so maybe a third this thing might just be something else. So maybe residential services, commercial services, and then what other sphere is there? Maybe resellers. But I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, and then just customize this for the third one, and add in your alt, then updates. Always remember to add in the alt tag. That is super important. And then residential services here, I want to bold in this semi bold. Same thing here, semi bold. And then industrial services, semi bold. I don't see anything wrong with the size of the text though, so I'll probably leave it that way. So here it'd be like few words of text, and then there are like a few features they actually offer. So here might be like most popular services. Let me come down here. Yeah, so it might be like our most popular services or most popular services. Most popular services. So drain cleaning, repiping, and leakage detection, and then hot water heat fixing. So this is in a 4x4 layout. So you technically can't just delete something out and have it stay the same, since it doesn't reposition itself. Anyways, so let's say you want to put in your form of popular services and you don't want it to be like drain cleaning and repiping and this. But let me just assume that these are the features for now. But let me assume there are 3. So let me say there are 3. If there are 3 of them instead of 4, what will you do in that case? Come here. Let me see if they got any blocks. Let me do this. Close this. You come here and you take in. So instead of 4, let me say there are just 3 in number. You take this in and add them here. So it's now 3. I don't need to reset anything. There is a block that makes this easier because it resizes itself. That was created by Tony Upright before he stopped using Groove. So I could make that available in the links in the description. But let me just continue for now. I'm gonna take this and then I'll take it up here. I'll take this up here and then I'll take this up there. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and then just center it. I need to space this thing out a bit. Spacing here. Okay. So after getting that one, I could just delete this out. I could just take this out. So I don't need it anymore. And then I'll save this. And then I duplicate this. Duplicate this too. Duplicate this. And then I duplicate this. I'll come here and then I'll just center it. I'll center it here too. I'll come here and I'll take this spacing out. And then I'll come here, I'll add a few spacing here. Add this part in here. Add this. Then drain cleaning. So our most popular services could just be light fixing, fuse fixing, and maybe drain cleaning. So come back to Canva. First off, you go there and just check the size like usual. You can't do that, it's not available here, so you just open a new tab and you get the size. It's not there. So I hovered over it so I could just see the full name. It's 1200 by 1200 pixels. So it's a square. Coming back to Canva, I'm doing a 1200. But I would say this is too big though. An icon should be over like 600 to 800 pixels. But I'm just gonna do the same thing they did, which is like 1200 by 1200. And since it's taking way too much time, but let me go back to elements. So clean, graphics, and then I'll choose this. This is just an illustration. So our edit image, I'll use digital tone, choose any of them, and I'll go and edit the colors. I'll come here and I'll choose dark green. I'll choose dark green. Apply. Okay. I'll add a page and then I'll do the same thing again for fuse fixing. So here I could just do this and then I could just search for a check mark. And I would add this in here. I think I should use one of these. So move this over. I could decide to use one of these though, so I won't have to think about it too much. And it just gets carried over. So say I choose this and I just choose this color here and then I choose this green instead of the yellow one because this one's brighter. Of course, I come to the edit image and choose the tone, then I choose this. Okay, I choose this. Oh, it's transparent. Interesting. And that's how I want it to look. It actually looks nice. But let me go for the third one. First, second, and then the third one, which is light fixing. So I'm just gonna search for light. Search for light. So graphics. Search for light here. You could get these illustrations from anywhere though. I just like using this because it's easier. Light bulb. So I could just use this one. And I could search for plier. Then I could get this and This won't work. So this is typically my day if I want to edit a template or something. If I want to do like, I'll have to go through it and then look for something that would rhyme with it. This just doesn't sit right with me. Broken. Okay, so here I'm gonna put this inside of there. I like the way that looks. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm gonna change this one's color. Edit dual tone. I'll come here and non-pop. I will choose this. Anyone will do. I'll do this. Same with this. Okay. And you get this. A group of icons that will rhyme with anything. So transparent background and download. And that's it. So to desktop, I'll put it icons. So to desktop, icons, extract to icons. I originally work discarded, but yep. Then I'll come back here to settings and then choose. I know my voice is kind of going low, but I have to finish doing this on this page. Desktop, 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 desktop. What did I save it as? Icons. Icons. Okay. So the first one. And then the second one. And then the third one. So I think this will be it for, it should be drain cleaning. So drain cleaning takes this, the one with the grandma's hand or palm, clean, then close. Same thing here. Use fixing. And then light fixing. Okay. And you can see how it looks. See all services here. You can see the icon right here. You can just choose the color and close that. And then the border. This is the border right here. You come here and just choose the same color. And you see all services, and of course the same goes here. And then this background, I chose green as the first color. I never chose the second color, so I'm going to choose the second color as just black color. I'm going to choose black, and then this icon right here, I'm going to choose green. I'm gonna do the rest of it. And then I'm gonna go San Mateo and choose this and just do this. That's basically it. The image here, choose image. You can see it looks smaller than the image that was originally here, which is why we deal with sizes. But then again, the current image kind of fits into the length of this, so it is smaller technically. You could also come to size here and we fixed width, and then just increase the size, and that'll be it. And here, clients will serve. This is how it work. And you put in your YouTube channel, and everything else can be changed. I've already done a bunch of all these things before. Everything else can be changed, and of course the logo here. Cool. All the contacts updated. Now it comes back. We'll come back to this form. So how do we get this form to give us what we want? This is how I'll just do it. First, you come here to elements, you scroll down to Groove form, and then you drag that in at the top. As soon as you drag that in, you click on it and you choose your form that was created inside of a form that was created inside of Groovemail, and then just update. And so this is what it looks like now. And of course, this can be updated. The send button can be updated inside of so the button text can be submit now, update and close. And of course, you can change the color to green. Let me just replicate the styling of this here. I'm just gonna delete this, confirm, because that form is useless anyways. So I'm gonna come here, spacing. I have to put in that space. I'll come here and just do this. Then I'll come to the background and of course choose any color I like. But since I'm using black and green, that'll be the color of choice. I want this here. 2 testimonials are fine. And the same way I got those other icons, you could do that for this part. And of course, we're only using 2 thin colors, so you could just do that and make this black. Black. And that's exactly what I would do. I know I'm not saying anything anymore, but it's pretty self-explanatory at this point. I don't really need to say anything. I'm just imputing the colors that needs to be there. And this form was formed on. Here is what I can do with this form. here's what I could do with this one. I could just put a heading. I could duplicate this. I'll make this bold, semi bold, and duplicate this, carry this, and put it here. And so it becomes like this. But then what I want to do here now is we are waiting and then I'll put it at the center, and I'll come to the block layer, which is the container, put the background to be black, and you can see that this one disappears, but then I'll put this as white, and then it looks like that. I would say it looks nice, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. And then here is for the border. You just come here and change the border. Same thing here. You just delete this, since I only need to do that for one number. Change this here. This is pretty much done. For this part, I want to have it be a bit dark. So instead of white, I would use a very bright green, like that. And then I'll come here and do transparent. I think I want to go, let me choose this color again. I'll go to spectrum. It will be like super close to white. I want the background image to be out. If you notice there's a background image there, I'll go to the images and just take it out. Then it looks like this. But then I want a color there, which is one of these. I don't like the color I'm looking at. Okay, so this is the color I'm looking at. This color I'm looking for. So it just fades from this into that. And then it does this and that and all of that. Now I want to bold in this. Semi bold. These icons. So let me say I just need different. I just need these colors in a different icon. I'm just gonna do this copy image, and then I'll paste this here. Paste this here. I'll come to edit image. I'll use dual tone and switch it up. I'll pop this and change it to green. Change this to green too. And voila. And you could do this for all the icons. Copy image. Come to Canva and just paste it. Come here, copy image, and then you come to Canva and then just paste it. You come back here and I'll copy the last one, and then you come here and just paste it. It's like a repetitive process, which makes it very annoying, if I must say. Anyways, so I'm gonna do this. Edit image, dual tone, and then I'm gonna just choose like anyone I need there. And I'm just gonna come here and export just the last four, so it'd be from like page 4, download from page 4 to 7, 4 to 7. As soon as I do that, I'll come to desktop and replace it with these icons and save. I'll come to here, icons, and export, extract to icons. And so when you come to the icons folder again, it has more icons in it, which are the last 4. And I'll come here and just come to settings and choose 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. So for this, I'll select updates, and you can see it updating in real time. Select updates, choose select updates, and the last one, so here I'll bold this semi-bold, and it's done. I don't know the other page though, but I'm sure this is like what do I call it? And then I don't like the way this the menu looks on desktop, but there are a few things you can do about this though. Commercial plumbing services could just be, thinking of a shorter form for it. It could just be commercial plumbing. Drain cleaning services could just be drain cleaning. And then there's water heater service, it could just be water heater and then residential should just be residential. Could even just be residential, commercial, and draining or drain cleaning. So let me do that. Let me just do that. Let me see how it looks. So I'll come here. I'll come to this. If you notice that the font still remained the same from the first time, so even if you go into like site settings and then go into styling and then change it to POPPIS, it changes. If you notice, it does change. Let me check a different page and see if it changed there too. So drain cleaning. If it does change, that means they probably fixed the issue that was wrong before, and they did. So before you change a font, you'd have to change that font on each page to ensure that it's circulated properly. But now I think it's working. It's working fine, and it's attested for one of the things I mentioned, that grooves stability is something that I noticed, and which is why I'm actually doing this tutorial in the first place. And so I go back to the home, and you can see that we just edited this page. We even had to create the custom icon and all of that for this. I created these custom ones, but then I edited the ones that were already existing. And I hope you found that helpful actually. You could do this for all pages. And then I mentioned wanting to change the name on the page, which I could just do. I will come to settings for the page and I'll just go residential and then just save. I'll come to the pages again and I'll come to commercial. There's the rename button here too. So instead of doing all of that, you could just come here and just do commercial. And then there's the rename button here. And then you just do draining, cleaning, and then you just take that. And you can see it looks nice now. Basically that's it. You don't need to put the entire name of the page on the nav menu for them to know that that's the service that you're offering. And if you notice that this is still different from the other one that we did, the other form, so this is a different page. If I go back to the home page, I want this home page to be at the top. Why is it at the bottom? Home page. If I go back to the home page, okay, so I made this page, and there's no way I'm gonna recreate this form again when I already have it on this page. Okay, I mentioned I wanted to make this things curved a bit, so I'm just gonna come to corners and just put it at this. Nope. Yeah, 11. 11 should be fine. So I'll come here and I'll come to border and just do corners 11. Email borders 11. And then borders minus 11. It looks how I want it to look now. I could do this for this too, and then I'll have it at 11. And it looks very, it's looking the way I want it to look, basically. And then I'll just come up to the top here and I'll copy this. Already added to my clipboard. I'll go into the residential. Okay, so in here, I'll just come in here and I'll do this. It's in my clipboard right now, so it should be the first one. I'll click on that and it should be here. And that's it. You don't need to start changing things and re-editing things and doing all of that. It's basically just here. It's the exact same block, so you don't need to do anything. Just delete this and confirm. And that's it right there. You could do the same for headers and footers, and instead of doing that for headers and footers, that is what global blocks are for. So let me copy this. Let me go back to the home page and copy that. The home page. Let me close this. Go back to the home page. There are way too many features inside of Groovepages and Page Builder that it's technically not possible to cover it in just one tutorial. So we're gonna go ahead, which is why I mentioned that this is like a part 1. So this menu right here, this first one, I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna come to pages, global blocks, create a new one. Inside of this new one, I'm gonna come here and come to clipboards. I am coming back to website home. I want to copy that again. I can't see the preview, so I don't know which one it is. But basically what I want to do is copy the block from the home page, copy the nav menu from the home page like this. I don't want to star it because that's going to take way more time. Edit. This is the global block. This is like basically setting up a nav menu for all your pages. You could do this for any block, but I prefer to just do it for the headers and then the footers. This is it. This is not it. Let me see. Clipboard box. Let me see this. Okay. So that's it. So this is it. And you can just save this, save and exit. And as soon as it's done saving, you could just come to your home and then delete this one. As soon as you delete that one, you come in here and go to global blocks. You see it's 1 and it's the menu. And you add this on all pages, and when you change something inside of it, it can change everywhere else. So that's the benefit. So let me just show you what I'm talking about, so it doesn't seem like I'm talking for talking sakes. So I'm going back to the residential. It's still saving. I'll come here, I'll delete this. Come here, I'll add the global block. You see, I can't edit it here because I'll have to edit it in the global block. And so if I, for some reason, exclude a few pages, I'll exclude reviews and about us, and I'll save and exit. Normally the way it works, if you make that edit, it will only save on one page, but if you have used global blocks before, this is how it works. You only edit it once on here, and it saves on the home, and of course I put that same block here and it saves on here too, and now it looks nice. And publish. I'm just gonna preview it. I don't intend on publishing this right now, so previewing it, and this is how it looks. Okay, so next we're going to customize a few things. So let me just start here. So these are like a few stats. I'm going to change them to this color, which I think I'm just going to bold them. I wanted to change them to like a deeper green, and then I'll bold them. Let me do that and see how it looks. It doesn't look okay. I'm just gonna leave it be. Let me see. I think I'll put it on a lighter one, and then I'll bold. Okay. And I'll leave this part like this, and everything here is fine. Just the needed text will go on there. And here I'll bold these two things here. I'll bold this. And then the background here, I want it to have the same color as this place. So there's a nifty tool I use, which is color picker, which is this one. So I'm going to take this color and I'll copy this color, and then I will close it, and then I'll come to this part and go to the background, and then just paste in the color code right here. Oh, it went off. And just tick on it. Oh, the hashtag is not there, so add that in. And just like that, do the same for this other part. And just like that, paste it. And now it looks like that. I think it's a bit too bright, although let me just see how it goes. And then I'm gonna apply the same color to the background here and here. And the same thing for the last one. Here. And that's it. You might want to increase the size of these headings here if that is required, or if you see it fit. That's totally up to you. And the background here, you could leave it like this, or you could change it to the same color, which is this, and then it looks like this. But I want to give it a bit of personality, so there is a curved style I use here to make everything uniform. I will check the curved style I use here, and it's 11 pixels on all sides. So I'm just going to come back to this square here, this one, and I'll use the same 11 pixels on all sides, and I'll just change this to 11. And you can see how that looks. Same thing for here. I'll come to the border and 11. You could open this if you want to get like the name and a bunch of other details to see where you're pressing, but since I'm already used to it, and if you hover over it, you can see what it actually does. You don't need to open that, and you can edit on a full-on screen without needing to, since everything just floats here. It's just a breeze to use. And this text here, I want this to be in green. Text should be here. I want this to be that green. That one. Now let me use this one. Okay. And I will increase the size a bit. And here there's a tool I use, which emoji. I think it's Emojipedia. Is it this? Let me see. No, this is not it. I use that tool in Chrome. I think it's here. Let me just search for tool. So here I could just choose any of the tools that fits. So I go to wrench and I'll just click on the copy for the wrench, and I'll come here and paste it here, and then it looks like that. I could also decide that the spacing at the bottom, I'm taking it out, and I'm gonna add some padding. I'll add some padding on both sides, it'll be 10. Add some here to be like 5. And then I'll put the background to be this color, and the text to be black. I'll come to the curved and I'll come here and I'll make it, I think it was 10. I don't know what it was. I think I don't want this, I want this to be more than 10. I don't like. Let me leave it like this. And then I'll come back to the spacing. Spacing both sides, about like 20. I don't know if it looks nice enough, but I think the background was a bit extra, so I'm just gonna go to here and do this text. I'll bring it back to white. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it that way. Okay, so basically did all the edits needed. Here, there should be a map here, so I could just take the map function here, elements to map, we'll see it here, extras, it should be on navigation bar, order, so it's Google Maps right here. Take that and just add it on top. Okay. And then I'll just delete this image which I put in here before. And this I could just search for configuration. I would search for SN. You could just put in your full address here instead, and I'll just update and close. It's going to repopulate to that. And then I could just leave it that way. Areas we serve. I want all headings to be bolded, so I'm just going to come here and bold this. Okay. I will do this. I could just make like what do I call this? I could make the heading style. I could save the heading style and just apply it to all these places, but sometimes it is just easier than doing that since it's not taking much time. And that should be all for here. This part here, I could just change it to this color. And same thing here. That should be it. Okay. Nope. No color here. Text. Do this. And then all the icons will get. You have to change that here. And come here and do this. Give it this color. And if you need to delete any icon that you don't need, you could just come here and just do this. Confirm. Same thing will happen for these icons here. And then you just do this and just delete it. And that's about it. You don't need to do anything more. The border above here, it could be from here. And they only added, you can see it's 0 pixels on all sides except the top, which is why there is a line at the top. So you could just do that and add one. First, you will remove the highlights on every other part, and then you just put it at 1 or even 2 if you like, if you want it thicker. And then you change the color to green, this green. And then it looks like that. It's as simple as that. You can see it's looking pretty different from what we started with. And then let me just go to the other pages and run through it. Let me just save this. If you want to like make some mobile changes, I think this template, the good thing about templates is that they're already optimized for mobile. So if you make changes, it won't be affecting, you don't have to change much on the mobile. You can see here, it's like already done at your service. You could come here and you could see that it's a bit, it needs to be darker here. And I could just off this, shut this off, and come to the background here and choose this color instead. And you can see it looks a bit better. I'll come back here and it's still the same color here. It's not changed, but it changed here. And I like it this way. I actually do like it. I can see. So it's done. I'll save that. And everything just looks fine. Okay. There's a slight spacing issue here. Reduce this. There's a padding on the bottom. I'm going to change that. Let me see how it looks here. It looks okay here. So I'm going to come back here. It looks like it's off center. I'll do this. And then I'll come here. And I first off remove the text is not off center. Let me see. There's no issue with this. If you do encounter something like this where it seems like it has bugs, I mean it's fine now, but it does look like there's more spacing on the left than on the right. You could just add like 5 here and it looks fine now. And that's it. For here, you could add like padding on both sides and add 5 on both sides, or make it 10 or 7. I think I want to make this so the number goes to the next line. So let me just do this spacing, padding. So 12, 15. Okay, so it's done. The number is on the next line, and that should be fine. And you can easily just reduce this the size of these. Just come here and do this. 84 size 84 and then size 84. If it's too big, size, and you just do 84. And then you get that. That should be fine. And then the testimonials, which are fine. And the forum and everything else. So let's say you want to reduce your logo, obviously go to the size and just do the same thing on the fixed width. Put it on 150 instead of 200, then it looks fine. Same for the header, which I did before. And then I didn't mention this. I think the size for this would have reduced. It looks fine here too. But the background here is looking weak. First off, I have to edit it in the global block. I forgot. You go into the global block and you come to this and go to size. You reduce it a bit. 170. Put 150. Then you come to the background and put it on black. And see when I. Okay, so that is done. You notice that there's a background inside of this home and residential stuff, and you just go back into the global block and come to that part and background, put it on black too. Why? I could have put it on transparent, but if you come here, you notice that if you click on this, it has to have a background, and if you remove the background here, let me just show you, and if you do no color, if you come back here and do this, you can see that nothing is showing because it's transparent. It's there, but it's not going to display anything. But if you come back here and take it back to just black, which is my color of choice in this case, you notice that it comes back to the color we chose. And then this icon, this is just an icon, so you can just come to settings and just choose align. You can choose anything you want, but left, right. Okay, you could use an arrow like this, but I'm looking for the right alignment. So, right. So this is what I'm looking for, and update and close, and it looks like this. So once you change it to this icon, to change the sizing, you come to your text and go to sizing like this. Apparently, the sizing of the icon, you will have to change it from here. And so it looks fine now. I'm satisfied with what I see, and you can see clicking on it gives you that. And it has no hover effect. I want to put a hover effect. Some people might be getting it wrong, but putting an hover effect, you just do this. Hover. Hover active. Hover is just hovering over it. Active is like when you click on it. And focus, I think focus is when you are on mobile. But I'm only setting hover and active right now. No, just hover. I don't want anything to happen when it gets to active, so I'm just going to set hover. And hover, I want it to be having a border of for the green. Further one or two. And the same thing here. But then I want to do something right now. I want to come to the settings. I want to exclude home. And then I want to leave about us. All right, because clicking on the home icon, link to a page, and then select a page and put it on home. Then update and close. That is what I want to do. So I think I made an error here. Well, let me just reset styles first. And then I'll come here. Let me save this. So coming back here, I will want to reset all styles. Then I'll save. Then I'll exit and let me see how it looks. You can see everything else looks fine except this. And then there's something wrong with this one too. So I'm coming back to the edit blocks. And then I'll come to over and border. And then put this on green. Then put this on 2. Then save. On the water heating service, I'll come to hover. And then come to border. It's on 0. That looks horrible. I'm just trying to fix this though, so come back to the border. It's back to 0 pixels. So that's what's happening. Okay. So now we'll get what we need. Then you just come here and put 2. Then you change the color. I just did just the minor troubleshoot, so I just know what's happening. Then when you save now, you can see everything is working fine now. And you get this. In my opinion, it does look nice, and I think it's just, you can see how it looks. Anyways, so this is the navigation bar all done, and everything else is done too. So book your service. I could come here and I could come here and save this as a new button. Saving button as button 2 and create elements. And then I'll come back to this part and I'll come to elements and come to buttons and it'll be here. And I'll just drag it in. And I'll delete this. Confirm. Simple as that. That is done. Okay. The home page is looking like good to go. I'll save that. And then I come to pages. Still saving, so it's saved now. So I'm coming back to residential. Before I go to residential, I'll go back to the home, and then I've already saved this as a global block. I have not saved this as a global block, this footer right here. But this should be a global block. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to star it. I'm just going to copy it. It's not necessary to star it, so I'll copy it, and then I'll come in here to global blocks. I'll create a new one. I'll come here and rename this first one to header. And I'll take that. And the second one which I just created, rename that to footer, just so we can keep track of things. And I'll just take that. Alright, so I'm coming here. I'm going to go to clipboard, clipboard blocks. I know I'm not calling that right. So that's the footer. So I'll come in here and just save and exit. And what I'll do now, it's still loading in. What I'll do now is to come to the footer and remove this one. Why? I want to add a global one like I did for the header. I'll come in here and just go to clipboard. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to come to pages, global blocks, and footer. What am I doing? Global blocks here. Oh, there's a header and there's a footer. Okay. So I had to do some refresh and changes. So these are just a few minor troubleshoots and bugs that might come up along the way. So you just know what to do. And that is done. So first off, when we come to the other pages, first thing we're gonna do is import global blocks. I've imported the header here. I'm just gonna go ahead and import the footer. I'll delete this one. I'll come and then I'll go global blocks, and it's the second one, which is that. This one was also a reused block, but it wasn't the global block since I didn't need. I could also make this a global block, but I don't need to make that a global block since I only need to edit it once. Stuff like header and footer that changes constantly are what needs to be edited, but details like this that remains the same doesn't really need editing that much. So this here is an icon. I'll put it on green. And then the same thing here. So we're just applying the same theme color we've been using. So the dark green, then the lighter green, which is this. Same thing here. You could also apply shadows, but let me just say you have just two, and then you change this too. Of course, this is with your text. The only thing I'm not generating for this refresh is your text. This is just a star JPEG, so you should be fine with that. But having everything as a 5-star rating might not be a good idea. So what you could do is get the size is 3110 by 80 pixels, and then you go into Canva and just do a different one that's a bit different and just change it up here. That'll be easy to do. I already did an illustration with a few other elements before, so it shouldn't be something that will be difficult. here I want to do this. I'll put the dark. Same thing here, and the dark. Here, the dark. And this icon, let me see, I want to change it to this one. I'll change it to that one, and then I will change the color from here. And then the same thing here. This is such a repetitive process that it almost gets boring when you do it to a point in time, because it's so repetitive. Let me say I don't want all those ones here, and I'll just delete it. And what else? So you can see that this form, it should be the same form here. If you notice, it should be the same form. So what we're going to do is delete that form. I'm going to save this as an element, a form, elements. I'll save it as a form and create elements. Save. Oh. Let me just save it in buttons. Form build. Let me reload this. So I guess I know exactly what I'm doing. Some things don't work after a while, and then you have to reload to get things working again. Went back to the home page, so I'd have to go back to the residential page. And first off, I will come here and do this. Background, I'll change it to that black. Use the transparency a bit, like it this way. This image could just be replaced with any image you like. I could just use this. Okay, since it's residential, I could just use that one. I see that it's small, which is why you need to use the okay. Okay, so what I'll do here is simple. I'll just come in here, carry this up a bit so it gets close to where I would need the other form, and I'll click on the form, I'll duplicate it, and I'll carry the first one. Okay, so I can't move just the form. If I can't move just the form, I can move the content and the form. So I'll do this. I'll do this, and then I'll hold it with the drag handles, and then I'll just move it upwards. I'll move it here. And here I will duplicate. I would add an empty container. The way I would do it, run an empty block. Instead of me doing all of that, that is way too stressful. 2x2, delete, I'll confirm that. I could just come here and duplicate this. When I duplicate this, I take this upwards, and then upwards. And here, I will need to just get the text here and then move it downwards. Delete this. Delete this. Get this one. Delete this. Affordable quality, I think I want this to be bolded. And I'll carry this down. I'll delete this. I'll confirm that. Take the background back to white. And then I'll come here and just delete this. Simple as that. And I could just change this back to any other text, contact us. And that's it. And this page is basically done. I could come to the background here and just put it on that color I chose before. And this text, I'll put it on bold, semi-bold. That's basically done. It's just gonna save itself before it goes to the commercial page. And you basically repeat the same thing for every page. You can see that they don't have much content difference. And you basically just repeat the same thing for every page. I don't need to go through and do it on every page, but on About Us page, I think it's basically the same thing. Let me just check. Yeah, About Us page has basically the same content. Yeah, you just import the copy paste content block. You just go and copy the other block on the other page and then import it here. And like I did before, you change this back to black. You reduce the brightness a bit. The background image, you just change it to what you desire, input the global header here, and then you delete this. And then you just do the rest of the edits. And first off, you delete this, and you delete the here, footer. You go to the global blocks and just get this footer. And that's it. You could bold in all this just so you make it. Let me come to the styling for this and just put it on Poppins. I think it's already on Poppins. Site settings, styling. I changed it here, so it's already on Poppins. So we don't need to change it on the page again. I think they fixed that because it wasn't changing across all pages before. So I'll put this on sideboard. Same thing here. So basically all headers get the same edits. Sure, you always check your mobile view, but the good thing about templates is they're already optimized for mobile. You only need to change a few things, and then you just publish. You just publish the website to like to your desired space, and that's it. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to view how it looks, of course, if you want to view how it looks, you can just click on here. And the same thing with the home page. It's on red because it's still on red because it's unpublished. When it's published, it will be on green. Now you preview these two. There are other settings you should not forget. There's the SEO, metadata, open graph, and SEO score. SEO score is at 6 out of 9. So image alt, so there are some images I didn't put the alt tags. Total words, total links, link title. Let me see if there is. So this is how it looks. And this is how the home page looks. If you notice, I only used about 3 colors, which are black, the deep green, and then the lighter green. The white is just white space, which is necessary. So those are the colors I changed, and that's how I got to where I got to. So like I said before, you have to fix the SEO. And then if you got any tracking codes from Google and all of that, you put it in here. Redirection, which is not going to be used in this case. And then there's, you do that in the site settings. And then you do that in the page settings for each page. And then this one is the general site. And if you want to close the page, this is where you use exit page by confirmation, where if they decide to just close the page like this, it would confirm them that you're about to close this page. Are you sure? That's what this exit page by confirmation does. Page backups would see all your backups, and you can just easily view it. And then if you want to save this stuff as a template, you just come here and do this. And so I save it as a template. I will just refresh. I would refresh, and I'll come to pages. Let me come here. And if I want to add a new page, I'll come to my own templates. And I would see the one I just saved, which should be at the top though, but I guess it's at the bottom. It's right here. So let me just cancel that. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.